Hello, and welcome to Rex, the Adequate Chef. This is the first video of a three-part series that will end in boeuf bourguignon, but today we're going to talk about sautéing mushrooms. Mushrooms, let me get you a nice zoom in there, are going to be a nice side dish throughout the entire book. But not only that, but this mushroom and his little brothers, once they get sauteed, are going to go into the final dish, which will be video 3, which is boeuf bourguignon, or beef stew. So I have all the ingredients. Once I change my camera angles around just a tad, I'm going to get started and show you how to saute up these mushrooms French style. Thank you. Okay, here we have our mushrooms. Basically, what I've already done, as you've seen previously, is that I've washed the mushrooms, I've trimmed the ends, and basically they're nice and dry now. You must have dry mushrooms in order to get a nice browning effect. If you don't, they're not going to saute. Now these are rather large, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just quarter these mushrooms. So they're going to definitely not be so large in the pan. One of the problems that you're going to have, and from what I understand, and if anybody that did watch Julia realizes, you never crowd the mushrooms. If you put the mushrooms into the skillet, if I threw all of these into the skillet at once, they're not going to brown. They're going to steam because they're going to be so close to each other, they won't have a chance to brown. And so what's going to happen is you don't get sauteed mushrooms, you get sort of a steamed mushroom, and all the juice of the mushroom comes out, which is not what we want at all. What we want to happen is we're going to put this oil, I've got 2 tablespoons butter and I've got a tablespoon of olive oil. I'm going to put that in the skillet. I'm going to turn it on relatively high heat. And what's going to happen when we do that is the butter will subside. And once it subsides, we know we're hot enough, we're going to toss in some of these mushrooms. And I'm going to start to sort of shake the pan around. Oh, did you hear that timer, ladies and gentlemen? Tell them what they won. That is the timer to let me know that my beef bourguignon is ready to be pulled out of the oven. But I'm in the throes of mushrooms and can't do that, so I'll pull that in just a minute. So, this is 1 pound of mushrooms. This is going into my boeuf bourguignon, but brown and sauteed mushrooms is a common side dish among French cooking and can be used multiple different ways. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these and we'll go ahead and get started. So bear with me just a second. I need to rearrange my cameras and we'll be right back. Thank you. Okay, here we are. Now I got a couple of things going on the stove right here. I went ahead and pulled my boeuf bourguignon, and that's here. I need to, we'll get to that in the next video series. And to my left is the second video that you're going to get next, and that is brown braised pearl onions, which those are cooking right along. So what I do have here, and you know what? I am going to, since I got that on high heat, I don't want to cook that anymore. We're going to go ahead and move boeuf bourguignon over here. Freeze me up a little bit more. So, I'm going to head and put our olive oil and our butter right in on this skillet. Now, what did I tell you? You don't want to crowd them. Now, Julia, when she writes her book, she basically says that as soon as the butter has begun to subside, the butter has not begun to subside. You can see right in here, what's going to happen is it's going to melt into this, and it's going to sort of bubble up and just sort of come together. And we don't want to burn. This skillet will burn the butter. I'm going to go ahead and turn that heat down just a little bit. As with all of my videos, this is the first time I've ever done this. So I don't believe it's subsided yet. You still see it's all frothy and foamy up at the top. I'm just going to wait for that just to come down just a little bit, being careful not to burn it. There, I believe it's subsiding. Let's see how it's all mixed in. Now, let's try this. What don't we do? We do not crowd the mushrooms. So, I am just going to put in a few mushrooms here. For fear of overcrowding, I'm not going to do much more than that. And we're just going to shake them. You do not, what's going to happen as these cook is they're going to soak up this fat. In about 2 to 3 minutes, whatever butter that they've soaked up, they should start spitting it back out. Toss and shake the pan for approximately 4 to 5 minutes. I got a timer going there, so let's do a timer down here. Put 4 minutes on there. Since I have so many of these, we're going to go in a batch. I'm just going to let you stay with me. We're going to go through this whole thing. You can already see here they're starting to brown. That's good. We want browning mushrooms. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Let me get this one over. I can tell it's not splitting. Same with that guy. So let's your mushrooms and the onions, and anytime you're doing some of these dishes, they can all be done ahead of time, which is exactly the case with these mushrooms. And so that's what we're doing. We're going to cook these ahead of time. I sort of slacked a little bit, and I could have cooked them much more ahead of time before my beef bourguignon was done, and I didn't do that, which is silly on my part. Once they're done, you just take them out, put them in a dish, and that last one is not ready to come out. That, and you can see here, ooh, where are we? Nice browned onion. Let's go ahead, come back over here. As you can see, I have quite a few here. Woo! That's hot. Hot grease. We don't want to crowd these either. So I'm going to make 2 more batches. I might need to add a little, looks like I'm going to need to add a little bit of butter to this to give us a little more, definitely on the next batch, and some olive oil, and we should be good to go. See you in a few minutes. Okay, once you're done, basically you can go ahead, pull them off, set them on the side, and eat them later, or you can just put them on the stove and go right now. They're quick. You're always going to want to do them towards the end of the meal generally if you want them nice, fresh, and hot. Or like these are going into the beurre bourguignon. Ooh, did you like the butcher of that one? Poof, bourguignon. So we're just gonna set them aside. But it basically, let me give you a, zoom you back. Let's go up here. There you have sauteed mushrooms, French style, really American style, but either style. We all do it the same way, I think. So that's it for now. Till next time, this is Rex, the Adequate Chef.